hybrid worship can not just reach more people, but it can also build a stronger community and a stronger church. Welcome back to the Kingdom Digital Podcast, and welcome if you're new here. And this will be our topic today, hybrid worship done well. And I will explain what I mean. Let's go. Okay, so what is she talking about? Hybrid worship. Let's kick off with Matthew 18:20. This is the New International Version. It says, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I with them." I think most of us know this verse, and it is so true. God is spirit. God is not constrained to any building or anything, and the church is actually the body of Christ. Okay, I think we can all agree on the fact that the church is not a building or a place. Now, God's presence is not limited. So whether we are online or in a building, worship is also not limited. Worship is real when it is sincere and it is from the heart and it is inclusive. So what I mean by hybrid worship is some people worshiping together in one accord in person, and some people worshiping together or one by one in one accord online, and all these people being the body of Christ. And today I want to talk about how hybrid worship can be done well, okay? So I have a couple of pointers here that I wrote down, and I want to start with defining what hybrid worship, I just explained it, but defining for you for your church and your people and your approach and your geographical area and your demographics and all that stuff that makes you unique as a church, what that means for you, okay? So defining that is really, really important. So if you are having your service accessed in person and online, you will probably, most likely, have a live stream, okay? So you will have either your own website or some kind of third-party software that you use for that. Many churches also live stream straight to YouTube, but again, they use some kind of software tool in between that usually makes it easier. So that's the first part, determining what live stream service you want to use. And then also determining if you want to turn on the online chat, if you have the bandwidth for someone to be assigned to that chat and maybe monitor it, or maybe even, just monitor it. You probably won't answer questions right then while the service is going on, but if it's necessary, or if the person can jump on that chat later on, or even like save it somewhere to sort of see what people have been talking about, that would be a great thing. So my recommendation would be only turn that feature on if you have someone dedicated to it, if you have a person that can take care of it. So by having that clarity, you will really help your team, your tech team, to determine everybody's role, who is, setting up the live streams and who is doing the post-production, meaning who's editing the video afterwards if it needs to be edited, or like adding a thumbnail or description to the videos for later, archiving it, all those kind of things. Okay, so you want to be clear what hybrid worship or what hybrid services mean to you. So next, I want to encourage you to really optimize your audio and videos. By that, I mean lighting, camera positioning, and sound mixing. And you don't, need all professional gear for that, but definitely make sure you have a good camera and you have enough light. So if you have natural light already, or if you can increase the natural light in the church, in the room or stage or whatever, wherever you are streaming, that would be great. And I would actually recommend to add some additional lights so that the speaker can be really highlighted, and you will be surprised what actually translates online and what doesn't. So you might think that you have enough light in the room already when you're live streaming, when you're there in person, right? And you might think that the audio is good there in person, but make sure you have some test runs, do like a little mini sermon test run, and make sure that this also translates to the end user, when someone logs in and joins you online. And then next, this is something that you might have to get used to it. You might not, depending on how long you have been live streaming, or if you just get started, or how many speakers you have kind of rotating, is to speak to both audiences. So you want to remember to address, my German is coming through, to address the online participants and the in-person participants. Okay, so don't forget the people who are tuning in online, who are praying with you, who are worshiping with you, who are giving, who are sending prayer requests. Don't forget to address them as well. So that's a side note. In case you are new to it, don't forget to address both audiences. And then I want to talk a little bit more about the tech team. So I mentioned this earlier, but make sure you have, even if it's a small team, make sure the roles are clear, and make sure you have 1 or 2 people trained on the online chat. So the comments coming in, digital prayer requests, make sure they don't fall through the cracks. And you follow up, okay? Because hybrid means it's more complex. You don't only take care of the sheep and the people, the sheep that are in the church, but also the ones that are online. So you want to make sure ahead of time that you have a good system, even if it's simple, so that prayer requests and comments don't fall through the cracks, okay? So you can either do this live, but I honestly recommend, if you don't have that bandwidth, at least do it after the service. Have a person who will dedicate 30 minutes to pass all the messages along, so nothing falls through the cracks, because that's frustrating for the people on the other side, right? And that's also how you build the online community part of it, when you are reliable and you are reachable and you're communicatable online. All right. And then next, I wanted to mention that you want to track both in-person attendance and online attendance. So those are, I guess, different metrics in a way, because in person, obviously, it is most likely a connect card that people will fill out, and then maybe you have a spreadsheet or something like that for your team. Just do the same for the online engagement, and that might look a little bit different because you can pull some more analytics for your socials, or let's say if you are on YouTube, you can definitely look at the analytics and see how many people tuned in and how long they stayed and things like that. But I just wanted to mention that that's another complexity that comes on top of it, the metrics for both. And one thing that's important about this is that it will kind of only work well if you see hybrid as a mission. You don't see it as a second best. So you're not saying that, okay, if people tune in online, that's kind of like they're getting some of what we're doing. They're getting some of some of the blessings, or however you want to put it, but don't think that way. If you think that way, that's the point I'm trying to make. If you think that way, it might not go well, because you want to give it thought and value, and you want people that tune in online to have almost the same experience as if they were there. And that might seem difficult, but it is possible because of the Spirit of God. And you can always tweak things along the way. But I want to encourage you to really see hybrid as a mission and not as a second best option. Okay? So not that being there in person is a better option. I mean, don't get me wrong. It is the best option, in my opinion, to be there in person. But a lot of people cannot. They might be out of state, out of country. They might be not well at home. They might have just given birth, or there's so many reasons, right, to not be able to be there in person. So don't make it your second best, but just try to translate what is happening and then translate it to the online world. And that is all part of the Great Commission, okay? And again, Matthew 18:20 says, for wherever 2 or 3 are gathered, I am right there. And that is also true for online gatherings. I want to give you a little challenge. So if you are already live streaming, audit your next service and kind of rewatch it and see what you think about it. Was the audio good? Was the visual good? Was there enough light on the speaker and on the things that were happening? Did you get some engagement? Did you get some comments? Did you get some prayer requests in? Was everything working? Or, did everybody know what to do, and just go back and audit your own live stream and let me know if you have any more questions about hybrid services. These are just some thoughts that I had based on what I'm seeing out there, based on what I'm seeing small churches do or small churches attempt to do. And I hope this was helpful today. Leave me your questions or your comments in the comment section below, or if you like on Spotify, Apple, or Amazon Music. Yes, I check all of those. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.